Okay, so last step on the modeling will be the UVs. Okay, start with this chess piece. Or just like the head unwrap, just basic method isn't that different. So start with the automatic UVs. It's just my procedure. For me, it works well, and then I think it's fairly fast enough. And then merge everything, and then start unwrapping by unfold, which is Control U, or you can just go unfold. And make sure unfold 3D is checked. Yeah. And sometimes hard surface object doesn't work very well with unfold 3D. That way you might need to chop the UVs to the parts. And then hit 7 to check if there's any distortion. So blue and then red will be the color coded where it's too contracting or using too much space. It will be displayed as red or blue. So this kind of a whitish color is good. And there's optimize UV, which is shift right click, and then you can optimize it a little bit more. So there's a bit of distortion here and there, but that's very minor, so it's gonna be fine. So one part is already done. I'm gonna lay out the UVs later. So I'll be just unwrapping each part and then thinking about the layout parts later. Yeah, sometimes like optimize actually deforms the UV share quite a lot. So don't just rely on the unfold, but make sure check if there's any distortion, and then like also visually check if the shape UV share shape and then the object shapes are too different. Like it's obviously very wide, so optimize, try to I mean, I'm not sure how they are like working in behind of the curtain, but it's certainly try to bring back the shape to close to the 3D space. So yeah, you can manually moving these geometries, self-selection and geometries. If the distortion is too much, then you can try this as well. These pieces are all fairly easy. That's because it doesn't have any thickness. I mean, there is thickness, but then there's no basically single side object. So it's not very much different than just unwrapping the planes, like polyplanes. So these are easy, but when it comes to the one has actual thickness, you might think a little bit more where the seam is supposed to go. So like this kind of object. I mean, those 3D painting tools nowadays works really great. So the seam isn't really a issue anymore. Still, it's better hide the seam as much as possible. And all these events were I UV before I duplicate multiple, so they are all good. In Taurus I didn't add a UVs, but I can simply running the unfold tool. Just so I can duplicate over again. So I just select these and then unwrapping the entire object. There'll be a bunch of like basically a bunch of torsos. This and layout UV will give me something like this. Okay, it should be fine. I mean, it's gonna be just good enough. So it's done. This kind of skirt it also need to be like it's I guess it's not need to be, but it's easier to texture when it's like straight and the edge. So each seam will be made perfectly to the other side, so that when we throw the fabric pattern, they will align perfectly. And based on all the checkerboard, it seems fine. It doesn't have much of distortion. It has some distortion, of course, but it's not too bad. So I'll just keep it as is. Sometimes on 3D, not always doing the great job. So in this case, you can try also shift right click and then unfold U or V, and it does using different algorithm, and then sometimes it resolves better. So there's a some scale issue as it goes to the center and then the corner, but overall shape is better than the Unfold 3D. So I mean, small amount of distortion also doesn't really gives much of issue. Sometimes open up like small amount of edge, it does really help to unfold better. This armor will be easy in a way, but I want to make them straighter. Means that they'll be well laid out so that I can make my life easier during the texturing process later. So the method is basically the same. Select all the object or face and go to the automatic UVs and then just merge everything. Actually, I'll try merge without the decrease part. Or the decrease part there. And this is the actual side surface. So I will merge only this area without selecting them. Look at this. So of course they are not like straight because they are not really straight because they are like bending, and the length here and length here are not the same for various reasons. They are not aligned, which is fine. So I can select them and then maybe detach this part. And then select all this space and then merge it and try unfold it so I get this. I'm basically cutting all this sharp corner, so when it comes to the unfold, it unfolds better, so it's gonna be less distorted. Okay. And at this point, I will do a straighten, in this case, straight UV. And it's gonna go through all the edges and then try to straighten them out. And a lot of times it happens like this. So in this case, I'll do shift right click and unfold and along the UV. So only gonna try relax UVs along this x-axis, which is U. So select everything and then along the U, so it won't affect this straight line, horizontal lines, only affect the vertical lines. It still doesn't really fix this like overlapping. So I will select only these and then run another Control U, which is unfold. And now I'm trying to select only the partial and then straight UVs like this. Okay, so straight UV works for partial UVs as well. Same for here, same for here. Right, so for you, and then yeah, this will work. So this kind of UV shape is what I want to have for this part, and then maybe this part as well. So, and then also the flaps later. So this and another 4. So I will do automatic UV for everything for now. And exclude all this top and bottom. And then, but they are all connected, so I need to cut it. So I will cut maybe somewhere like here, maybe somewhere here, should be fine. It's not as good as before, so because they are bending, so what I'm trying to do is rotate them manually a little bit, and then try to do it again, so it's better. And then a 4 along with U. It's shrink a little bit, so I actually shrink down a little bit and then try on 4U again. So yeah, so scale is about the same. And there's a bit of distortion here, but it's not a big deal. Let me see if I can unfold along the V. So I can kind of reduce some distortion here, because this area is well kind of like cut out a little bit, so thickness is getting like smaller. See if I can copy the UV. So base set component, UV set all, and just transfer it. Yeah, so I was able to copy. This transfer attribute is under mesh, and then transfer attribute, the option box, and then there's a bunch of options here, but if the objects are identical, means that all the vertex orders are same, then you can copy the UVs. Right, so these all the pieces are done. And we do the proper layout layer. This elbow piece isn't really need to be clean, so I'll just do the same with the other area. Means that it'll be somewhat organic, so I'll just adding the seam and then just onboard them and it should be fine. Or they have like actual techniques here, which kind of makes the job a little bit tricky. I'll try split the front and then the thickness part as one, and then the backside face as another. For this case, these three share the same number of vertex. I can tell because they all have a 430 vertices, and these three also have 330. Let's see if I can blend them. And it's all broken, means that the vertex orders are not matching. So in this case, I can do a transport vertex order, which might be a bit overkill. I might just do it individually, it might be faster, but I'll just try to do it. So select two objects and then transport vertex order, right click, and then it's there. So also under a mesh and then transport vertex order. So just select three vertices from the one that you want to make it as a source, this, and then select another three for the target, and then it's going to be transport. So if I try to using the blend shape, it can be blended. So it means that there are component numbers like vertex orders are now same. And all these UV stages are, well, I guess, a bit optional. I just want to show some, well, I guess, can't say it proper because any UVs that work with texture is actually fine. But sometimes, and depends on the production environment, might be requires to make some very clean UVs. So just want to sort of demonstrate in this tutorial. Yeah, this one is good. So I'll copy this to other. So again, transport vortex, transfer UV. Let's go transport attribute, and then select component, and set everything off, and then just UV set to all. So copy it, and as you can see, they are all copied. So if the vortex order is not matched, then you can still copy the UVs, but the UV will be all broken. So make sure match the vortex order before you do this.